Hello everybody, my name is Brooke Perry. So, how many of you guys have been watching a movie and wondered about the history of film and movie making? A lot of us watch movies at home with our friends and family, and before the pandemic went to the theater to watch a movie, but this hasn't always been the case of how people can and were able to watch movies. So this brings me to my speech topic today of the history of film and movies. So, to understand the history of movies and film, we need to discuss the four major shifts of movie watching throughout time and history. So, we start with projected film that was black and white, had no sound, and was usually a few seconds or at max a few minutes long. Then, drive-in movies were created and became largely popular after World War II, and at that point, sound and color were added to movies. Then we shifted back to going to the theater when drive-in movies and their popularity decreased. And now we have shifted to watching and streaming movies at home on any device. Motion film was first invented during the 19th century, and according to the Science and Media Museum, the Lumiere brothers of Paris, France, were the first to show a film to a paying audience. They used a device that they made and was called a cinematography. That was a camera, a projector, and a film printer all in one. So, during these early films and movies, they were a few seconds or a few minutes long, had no color, and had no sound. The first movie ever recorded, according to headsup.org, was The Horse in Motion, created in 1878. It was only 15 seconds long, without sound or color, and was created to answer the question, are a horse's hoofs all off the ground at the same time at any point during galloping? And by creating that, they found out the answer to that was yes. So this film was essentially a moving picture that was seconds long to inform the audience of that question. Next, we have drive-in movies. The popularity of drive-in movies was largely popular in the 50s and 60s, but was created in the 30s, but it was because of World War II that the popularity grew of drive-in movies. According to the New York Film Academy, there was an appeal to drive-in movies because of the family environment that it created and the lower cost of seeing them. You could take your whole family in a car to see a movie in a family environment outside for a lower cost than each of you paying to go to a theater. So that was a large appeal of drive-in movies. You can still find them around here today. The popularity of them drastically decreased, but there are still places that show drive-in movies. And the decrease of drive-in movies was because in the 70s there was an oil crisis that caused a lot of people to downsize their car, and so it became uncomfortable to put your whole family in a car and go to a movie theater and then sit there in your car the whole time. That, as well as the invention of VCRs. So a lot of people now had the availability of a VCR, and so it was a lot more convenient to stay at home and watch a movie than going to the theater or a drive-in movie. Next came DVDs and VCRs that made people want to stay at home and just stay at their houses instead of going to a theater or a drive-in movie. However, regular movie theaters grew in popularity again and remained steady since. This is because premieres and blockbuster movies only showed their movie in theaters for weeks before, even months before it came out on DVD. I still buy DVDs. However, the popularity of that has largely decreased. However, going to a movie theater still remains popular. It provides a different environment, like going and getting popcorn and sitting in a movie seat and watching a large screen with your friends and family. However, because of the pandemic, that has shifted things again. You can now pay to watch the premiere of a movie, of a blockbuster movie, at home. Companies such as Disney and HBO Max have started releasing new movies on their streaming services without first showing them in theaters, which was a large draw to going to the movie theater. So you can stay at home and watch new movies. You can watch them on any device, which makes it convenient. You can watch them on a laptop or a TV, your phone. So it is so convenient to just be able to stay at home and watch a new movie instead of having to go to the movie theater. A lot of people think that it's cheaper also to be able to stay at home and pay to watch a new movie for your whole family instead of having to pay for each to go to the theater. So that is another draw to staying at home. So as we're slowly coming out of the pandemic, we don't know how the release of new movies on streaming platforms, being able to watch them at home, will affect movie theaters when we come out of the pandemic. So we do not know that. We don't know how that will permanently affect going to the movie theater or movie theaters in general. So, after learning how much movie and film watching has changed over time drastically, I encourage you, the next time you go to the theater after the pandemic is over, or watch a movie at home with your friends or family, to think about how far we have come. We started from a 15-second silent black and white motion picture to now being able to watch a highly produced, with sound and color, movie on any device at home at any time you want. So we have come a very long way. Thank you.